Come on. Hello to the YouTube streets. Let's welcome in James, our co-host from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel. Hello, mate.
Hey. Like and comment and subscribe to the video, y'all. Hope y'all are here.
Oh, thank you. The link to the link, not to the description, Lord. The link to James's channel, the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel, is in the description of this video. I apologize to those who are committed to watching us. I do appreciate y'all. I have had a crazy work schedule. I've moved. The holidays are here. I've been a little tired, but we go get back on track. And we are here to do our weekly review of Love and Hip Hop Miami. The episode was titled Lashing Out, and there was definitely a lot of that. There was a lot of lashing out that I couldn't quite understand, if I'm being entirely honest, but we're going to move through together. We are going to move it on through. Do me a favor, like the video. If you have not already, subscribe to the channel. We do appreciate you guys. Let's start with the foolery. So Amara La Negra ends up meeting with Estelita and Brooke Valentine. This friendship is strange. I think all of us kind of feel it's strange. Like, it makes sense, but it's strange. They have more of like a trauma bond, in my opinion. And then there's
Estelita and Amara.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't feel like they actually have a friendship. Brooke, I think she's genuinely cool with everybody on this cast, but Amara and Estelita, I don't buy it. Now, this is where Amara basically tells the ladies how she met with Ray J, and she tells them of how it went, how he got a little flirty toward the end of it. And then she also tells them that she did tell Princess about the meeting, because Amara and Princess have a friendship. We've seen it on camera. We've seen it off camera. They had some type of a friendship. So it's interesting because she does let Princess know that Ray flirted with her, but Amara is making it seem like Princess is a problem, because Princess's response to that was, "You just like them other Love and Hip Hop bitches." And then Princess also unfollowed her on social media, which is, to me, I don't care, but some people really care. Some people really care if you're following her on social media. I don't care, but to each his own. So Amara, once again, in my opinion, is doing a friend dirty. And the reason I say that is because Princess is going through a divorce. She's supposed to be your friend. There is a such thing as girl code. And even if you're friends with someone who's not a girl, there's still a such thing as loyalty. That's how I feel. We say all the time on this channel, if I divorce my husband, James is going to take my side. They don't need to be friends. They don't need to have anything. That's just how it is. It's okay to expect that. He's like, yep. So
it's true. I mean, like, I knew you first. I knew you before y'all were married. I knew you before y'all met. So that would be crazy for me to continue a relationship with him too when y'all are divorced. That would be crazy.
Separately from that, though, marriage is like, that's not just, oh, me and my boyfriend broke up. Like,
right.
Like, people have to heal from that. They say divorce for some people feels like death. So you can't, even though they done divorced about 11 times. And that's all the more reason Amara should not have agreed to meet with Ray. Or at the very least, I understood Princess's frustration in her text, because if you are going to do it, tell me before you do it, not after. Why are you going to tell me after you've met with him and allowed something to go down? You should have called me ahead of time and been like, are you cool with this? This is why he's calling me. And then at the very least, Princess could have warned her or told her, I would rather you not go because I'm going through a hard time. But the fact that any of that even has to be explained is kind of concerning. It's very concerning. I'm just like, okay, Amara, you slow. You have no loyalty to anybody and you want to look innocent. Brooke, for some reason, wants Shay and Amara to get together. It's old. It's given storyline. But I will say that Amara and Shay have different friends every season. And I think at this point, it says something about their own character. So, James, how did you feel about this odd little scene opening the show?
I feel like it was a build-up to what we about to see throughout the episode, so I'm not gonna give too much on it. Um, I will say for me, I feel like they need one more person because where is China?
She has a job outside of the show.
Then why is she here?
Maybe for the boyfriend. 'Cause
He could have did the show
she
without her.
was struggling, but she has seemed to recover for the most part financially, but maybe she's doing this because she needs the check and they probably worked out a special schedule because she's not going to interact with these women on a heavy note.
Yeah, then I don't. I feel like she should give her spot on the show to somebody else, and she should just be a friend to the show. I don't feel like
Mm,
because to me, I feel like this scene. Yes, it was build up, but I need more than build up. I need to see better interactions. They
I
need one more
agree.
person. They need like another filler. Brooke is doing a good job, but they need another filler. They do.
I feel like that chick that was friends with Zelswag, I can't Paris.
Paris,
I
yes,
feel like
yes,
she would be
yes.
another good person.
Even though
And
I
she
don't
gets
like
along with
Paris,
Brooke.
but yes, yes, she would be a good filler. Absolutely.
I don't like Paris at all, but she would also bring some sort of comic relief.
Yes,
I'll give her
absolutely.
that. But yeah, I agree with that. They do need more cast members because it's getting a little whoever's gonna sign the contract, we'll put you on TV. That's what's starting to get. Just saying. It
Very
is.
true. Very true.
Now we did see Trick Daddy meet with Mims. This is why I'm hot. This is why.
He
This is
did not.
why. I remember that
I
song
had to
as
Google him because I forgot about him.
we were in high school.
Yes, I remember that part, but I was like, "Who? This is why I'm hot."
I'm like,
And then I
Trick
had to
Daddy
go hear the
introduced
song,
that
and I was like,
man.
"Oh, he don't sound like that same person that's rapping." But okay,
Well, he an old man now. But what's funny is Trick, you gonna bring somebody who had one good hit and then pretty much disappeared. I think he had like one feature with Young Jock after that that went nowhere. He had one hit, and that song has always gotten on my nerves. You will not find it on my playlist and or registry anywhere.
what's
That
the
song
song?
got on my nerves back then, and it gets on my nerves today. But Trick Daddy introduced him as a legend. I said, he ain't no legend. He didn't even really rap.
To me, he Jim Jones.
I'm hot cause I'm fly. You ain't cause you not.
Yeah, this is Jim Jones all over again. Like I'm just saying, and no disrespect to Jim Jones because he built a wonderful career now outside of rap, but at the same time, I only knew Jim Jones out of one song, and I got into an argument with someone online because they said that he could have did the verses with who am I thinking of? I have to think. Dang, I don't remember. It was basically someone who had more hits than he did. And I told him I only can remember the one hit. And he said, no, Jim has had many hits. And I'm like,
He has.
"Well, name five."
I can't.
Okay.
But I tell you this, my husband is a rapper and he listens to all these rappers and he does listen to quite a bit of Jim Jones. Now, in terms of hits like that we hear on the radio, I can't tell you much
That's what I'm
outside
talking about.
of
I'm talking
that.
about something that will actually give him accolades that will be
Oh no,
that
he
I've
does
seen it
not
on the
have
number one.
those.
Okay, I would say that
He
I've seen it
doesn't.
on the number one spot. We
But
Fly High, I
he
know
was
got pretty
so
far behind.
good. He had that We Fly High and that Pop Champagne.
Because the song I like from Jim Jones, it's not even a song he made for the hit. It was the theme song to him and Chrissy show. That's the only song I really like.
I can't stand you. He has some good songs. He's definitely an East Coast artist, but I get what you're saying.
Mhm.
Mims, okay, great to see you. Good for you. Now, Ching Diamond is who we get to meet. I was here for it. I actually ended up following her on Spotify. I feel like she could really rap. She has cadence, she has presence. She did well. If you are going to be a plus size rapper, be confident and know this is what I mean, you guys. When I be talking about Zoe Brinks, and I'm like, she
Yes,
doesn't know how to dress for her size. And I'm not saying that means you have to cover up and all this extra stuff, but I think Ching Diamond is a good example of knowing how to dress when you're plus size.
agreed. And also, her energy was so unmatched. It was so like
Positive.
her story was crazy as hell, but I was so invested in it. And I said, Zoe, this is how you supposed to represent. This is what
Mhm.
I needed to see out of you. Because she made her story, because her story is crazier than Zoe's story. But she
So
made
the
it
story,
sellable.
really fast for those who really may just be getting a recap of the episode from us. Sheen Diamond's a rapper. She's also a mom. She's got a 10-year-old. She's a convicted felon. She spent time in prison. That's where she says that she learned she could rap. And they played a song for her, showed her performance. She was dope. Like, I think Zoe still has a lot of work to do in terms of the artist development side, just knowing how to ignore your attitudes and not throw fits and perform a little bit better. But Zoe's talented as hell also. But shout out to the plus size women coming on this show and actually showing that they can rap,
Mhm.
actually showing that they are talented,
Like, the
because
star power is definitely there.
it's
It's just the
there.
right
Yeah.
people. She reminds me, and this is going to sound absolutely off the wall, but work with me, friend. She reminds me of Keely Williams
What?
from 3LW. Yes, she reminds me, not like the personality, but like the star factor. Like, she sound like she a hot mess. Like, everything you hear from her is like, oh my God, that sounds crazy. But when she's doing her artistry and what she's born to do, it's like unmatched. That's how I feel about Keely Williams. I do.
Mm. You
Because
know
Keely
what?
Williams can
I will
perform
say
her
that
ass off.
Keely can't sing to save her life, but she is a great performer. Also
Yes.
a great songwriter. So
hmm
I'll give her that. It's just look at the 3LW story. Keely's older sister gets
She's
in here and
crazy.
does
No,
it.
but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This reminds me of, because it's like the things that she was saying was like, okay, this is well beyond my shade of crazy. But looking at her energy and how she is and how she just came in and just took completely over, it was like, oh yeah, this is a star. This is the next,
See,
Cardi B to come out of Love and Hip Hop. Watch
be
my tell you.
unapologetically yourself and
hmm
authentic, and I think people will stick. And also, we're in a climate where you can be a plus size woman and have success. You got Chica, you got Lizo, so it is possible. But Zoe, I really want you to consult with a stylist that knows what they're doing. That is all. But I'm happy for these two additions to the show. They're both so talented. Um, all right, James, bear with me. Trina films with her creepy ass husband that don't know how to talk because he doesn't realize that he can't handle his lean, allegedly. And Trina wrote a book. Missy Elliott, she participated in it. That's a big deal. Missy Elliott is also very kind. I feel like she would do that for many people, but the book is coming out. I don't know why I feel like Trina is going to write a book telling us about a bunch of stuff we already know and just telling us how she feel about it. Like, I don't know why I feel that way, but I'm curious to know what's in the book. I might read it. I like books, especially like biographies, autobiographies. I'm weird. My favorite is Lucille Ball. I know that's random, but I liked her autobiography. But we'll see what happens with Trina's book. Now they move topics and they bring up the party for Big D, which is where all that crap went down with Hot Topic and the baby daddy and Trina's. All this stuff happened at the party, right? And she tells him, "You need to call your attorney and handle this." Here's the thing. Miss Trina went off on the camera in this scene and has been saying, "I do not care what happened before me because he's with me now." Well, this is why you should care what happened before you, because you are dealing with it, because we know that that man ain't got no attorney and that he's going to call the attorney that you're going to pay for or that you have on retainer, Katrina. We know that that is going to happen. We know that, because if he had a damn attorney, he would have called them already. He would have called them. And then he makes some stupid ass comment that irked the hell out of me. I'm not going to say it all because my common sense will not allow me to go beneath my sense level. But this man was talking about, we live in a world where a woman can choose when to make a man responsible for a baby. Are slow as hell. He was basically trying to make it seem as if he's just doing the best he can, and it's not okay that she could just pop out the blue and say that he's that baby's daddy. But according to this girl's story, sir, the baby mama I'm talking about, she's been trying to tell you this since she got pregnant, and you dipped off because even she admitted to just being a piece of work that you was sleeping on here and there. So what he said made zero sense. And why did your wife have to tell you to handle and call an attorney? Mister, a woman can choose when to be responsible. The man should be responsible. Whoever lays down with that woman should be responsible enough to not duck and dodge her calls if you know that you busted a good one up in her. I'm just, if I'm not making sense, please somebody tell me. But I personally feel like he trying to make it seem like he's that's not at fault at all. And it's like, if you have a maybe baby, why would you not want to address that? He's
Um. Oh, go ahead, friend. I'm sorry.
no, it's just he's not smart. I'm just that's about it because the whole thing was stupid to me.
I feel like I can throw a physical red flag in Trina's face, and if the direction is that she's looking directly at him after I throw it, she doesn't see a problem at all. And that's what's concerning me about her. This man is taking human life so lightly that even if the potential was that baby is not yours, why not handle it so you can put it to rest, so y'all can go about y'all merry way? Why, or if the baby is yours, why are you not fighting to want to be in your child's life? Now, if you don't want to be a father, then give up the parental rights and let that lady know this ain't for me. Sorry that it happened, and let it be. But don't not handle it at all. And then for Trina, this is what I be talking about
Talk
these
about why the
black
baby
women.
mamas is young enough to be Trina's damn daughter or something.
I'm
What
trying to
is
tell
going
you,
on?
this is and the thing about Trina. This is some new age mess because who's to say that man wouldn't do the same thing to you? Give you a baby and then leave you. And for the next woman to say, that ain't my problem, I wasn't with him then.
What he doesn't realize either, we will never like you, sir. The industry don't really respect you. You can't rap, and now you're a potential ain't shit daddy. You an absentee potential baby daddy. Even if this baby is not his, why would you not want to know and confirm that this child is or is not yours? It's all stupid to me. But you know, they gonna stay together. Trina love him. I feel like a big piece of her book is going to be about what she went through with her mother's passing, and I feel like the rest of it for the most part is gonna like be her trying to explain her marriage. And here's the thing, as somebody who's married for about 12 years, I will say this: just be married, just be with your person. Trina and this dude are way too concerned about shutting down anyone's narrative of them that is not positive. And that to me is a huge red flag, not just for him, but for her as well, and them as a unit and a couple. Because if y'all are really happy, then just be happy. If you don't care what Hot Topic have to say, then let the girl talk and just stop talking to her. Like, they're investing too much energy. Oh, it's time for you to get an attorney because people are talking about this. Why the fuck wouldn't you have told your man to get an attorney ahead of time, especially if you got it?
Well, not only that, why you didn't do no background check on him? Or why
Please.
you did it seemed like she just married him on the whim of like, oh my gosh, I found this amazing man. I don't care nothing about his past. I'm just gonna marry what I see today and moving forward. When the past can really affect you because there's
Unless
dirt
she was
there that
talking
this
to
lady
him,
has. Go ahead.
unless she been talking to him,
You
even
think
with
that's what it
Raymond.
is? Because I find it
Something's
crazy
not
too.
making sense.
Yes.
You just suddenly get married and you more protective over this man than you was the one prior who was there for you, fought to be with you for years and years, finally got you, treated you right, then you just up and left him. So I think she been talking to him.
In what capacity? Because even still, because we knew her messing around with somebody else the season prior. So I'm trying to figure out when would this have happened?
Eh, At a time it shouldn't have, because the way they acted, they both got something to hide.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Because I don't know a woman that, mother or not, like I don't know a woman that would be okay with having a man out here with just a baby. Most women would be like, get the DNA test, bitch. And she's just like, his attorney, we're aware. I don't want to hear that. It's almost like she's trying to block it out. And it's like, come on. And the people in her camp going to say yes because they want to stay in her camp. So I don't trust it. That's why I'd be like, Trina need to go from this show. I think she's a much larger, legitimate star than most of this cast. And then secondly, she doesn't share anything. All she
Well,
does is
here's the thing.
scream.
I think she's given the Rashida and Kirk treatment. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're never going to get rid of Trina because she's the staple of Miami. Just like, well, I don't think Kirk and Rashida are the staple for Atlanta, but whatever. But I just feel like for the show premise, they're not going to get rid of Trina. And I feel like this is an easy check for her. I really do. I feel like
It
this is
is.
an easy check. She doesn't have to participate with most of the cast. And it's just annoying to me at the same time because I wish her attitude was better. I
Yeah.
expect a bad attitude from Rashida. I expect a bad attitude from Yandy. But with
Mm-hmm.
Trina, I hold her to a higher caliber than I do those other two individuals. That's why it frustrates me to see her on the show.
Yeah. She could definitely do a lot. She's still relevant in music as well.
Hmm.
Um, but moving on, you guys. Florence L. Luce is calling Alan, who is Amara's baby daddy, is somebody else's husband and the baby daddy to a bunch of other bitches as well. She's referring to him as Gael's man. I said, what the hell? I
I
can't even talk
said, wait
about
a minute.
the scene because the first thing you see is I stole Alan from Gael. I stole her man. First of all, you cannot steal no man from Gael. He wasn't too close.
Well, first of all, he's not Gael's to grab.
He's not
So,
Amara's to
like,
grab.
what the? I mean, Flo know what she doing. Flo know what
Mhm.
she doing. This ain't even got nothing to do with a Gael.
Nope.
This is for Marlon.
Yep.
This is exactly for Marlon. I peeped at the moment I saw this. I said, she ain't mad at Guy. She's mad at Gael, but it's not that deep because she knows she's not going to get no justification because that's her sister. But with
Yeah.
Marlon, she knows this is going to hurt him.
Her
Because
and
as I told
Marlon.
y'all, if y'all watch me and Mrs. Best's last season when she was cheating with that girl, I said, Marlon knew about this.
Mm-hmm.
Marlon said, you can't deal with no man. You got to be with a female. So this
Mm-hmm.
is why she did what she did. This is, I'm telling you, I see Flo a mile away. I lived in South Florida. I know women like this. She's doing it to spite that man because this was the one no he said that she can't do on this show.
I don't be believing Flo's storyline all the time because ain't no way in hell I would ever have another man. I wouldn't even have my pet hamster near my family had somebody did what Gael did to her with my husband. I would never. So I don't fully believe it, but at the same time, she do kind of seem like a dingbat in real life, so I wouldn't be surprised. I tried to find a nice way to say that, y'all. That's the best I could do.
No, she's slow.
But
Definitely.
it's just stupid. It's all funny, but you probably have a point there with her doing it to upset Marlon because
Mm,
that's what she
it
should be
would make
mad
no
at.
other sense anyways. Like it wouldn't make any other like it wouldn't make sense. Like, first of all, if this wasn't for Al, because one, it's too close to comfort because she's already accused him of wanting to do something with Amar. So now
Mhm.
we come into you now trying to mess around with his baby daddy to spite them two. But
Mm.
nothing was going on, at least not to her knowledge, and I don't believe that for a second. But you know, I just feel like to me, if it was vengeance on her own, like if she wanted to get back at Marlon with somebody, she would have picked somebody a lot more handsome than he was, and a lot more fit,
Yeah.
and a lot more, you know, really worthy of someone that would be way out of her league kind of situation. Because women
I
like that,
agree.
I feel like for this was definitely to get back at Amara and Marlon for what is going on, but really she's trying to get back at Marlon to say she can have another man if she wanted one,
So
and
it's
it could be the
all
woman, yeah.
the thing of it is the whole situation, what they talked about was stupid, y'all. She does admit to using Alan as a way to dig up dirt on Amara, but I also think that she want to piss off Marlon. I'm right with you, James.
I feel like it
And
has.
this
I mean, I feel like Amara has a small part in this of her wanting to get back at
very
her, but
small,
I feel like it's 100% or 90. Here, I'll give Amara 10%, Marlon 90%. She's doing that to get back at Marlon. She really is. It's
but
a two to play
it's
that game.
Alan is also playing a game, and that's why I was like,
Mhm.
y'all stupid.
That's
Y'all
what makes her look stupid.
pretended
Yeah.
because he is the one saying that he is pissed off that Amara will not let her daughters that she shares with him meet his other daughters that he shares with other people. I personally feel like, don't keep a child from their siblings. Siblings are wonderful. They, in my opinion. I have all my siblings in my life, so I'm grateful for that. I believe James does as well. Siblings are great. They really are. So I feel like if you can, let your kids bond. However, Amara, when you choose to have a baby with a man that is not only married but has a bunch of side chicks and other babies around the same time that yours was came about, you know, it should be up to him to do that, but it's just an unrealistic situation. But I'm like,
I
you
just
said you
wish he
wanted to
would require
co-parent.
more. Yeah.
Right, you want to co-parent, bro, but now you're pissed off that she won't let your daughters meet, so you go and meet with her op, knowing that that's a problem. It does, like, Alan is problematic, and I don't understand why he's being given camera time. I just don't. I don't get it.
It's because of
But
Gabrielle and her goofiness. Gael and
oh,
her goofiness, that's why they're giving him the time of day. Because I feel like, to me, this is my opinion about this. Don't nobody come for me. This is my opinion. I feel like production really wanted Gael as the main cast member. But because Flo has the hip
mhm.
hop name and things like that, they went with Flo because she fits the aesthetic. But really, they wanted Gael. But they don't know how to fit her
I
here.
agree with that. Because
That's because
Flo is
it
like,
doesn't
what
make
she's
sense to continue to give her camera time, actually film one of her events for her birth. It doesn't make sense if she's just the sister to Flo. They're being strategic and moving around, and they're showing way too much of her, not just in this season, but last season too. It makes me wonder: did they see the silver dollar with her and just used her sister as because she fit the criteria of the resume of the job?
who knows, child? Who the hell knows? But it could be because Flo's not that interesting outside of the
She's not.
drama.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
this is where she does ask Alan about his life, and he explains how he met Amada, which we kind of already knew, but we didn't hear the full side from his perspective. Alan says that he met Amada during a time that he was in a bad spot with his wife. So it sounds like they thought that the relationship was over. He did not confirm if it is actually over or not. And I'm curious if anybody knows. Drop a comment if you know. But he basically says that Amada wanted him from the jump. And he's like, why not? Because I'm handsome. And so he made a comment that I didn't like that personally made me feel like he might be a little colorist. It was like, so I tried it. What is there to try? Like the way he speaks sometimes is just off, but he makes it very clear that he never wanted her. And I'm like, Amara, why do you keep running back to this man when he clearly just make a fool out of you whenever he can publicly? He don't want you. Like, if you haven't learned your lesson after this, like, I don't get it. But he does say that when Amara is mad at him, she will use the kids and keep them from him. A lot of women do that, and y'all need to stop. Your kids should not be impacted just because you mad. They should be able to know their fathers. It's just a fact, in my opinion. Unless the daddy putting his hands on you, I mean, if he ain't touching the babies, hey, just
I mean,
saying.
but even then, supervised visits. Y'all can go to the fire
There's a
station,
way.
like,
Yes.
and have mediations. Like they will do that. They will leave a fireman behind, go out on
Yep.
an emergency call, and make sure that it's supervised.
Might be
That's,
a
I
grumpy
mean,
man, but he'll
yeah,
do it.
like I've, and the reason why I know that because I've seen it happen. That's why I know you can go to the fire station and say, "Hey, I need to set up an appointment for mediation. I have a, the father of my child. He's kind of violent. I don't trust him." So, and they will arrange a police officer to be there too, just in case. But they will mediate for, I think it's up to 4 hours. Yeah,
Mm. Yeah, not in Oakland no more. We losing fire
I
stations. The
heard
people
that.
of
Yeah, I heard they
we
don't.
are
Yeah,
genuinely losing fire stations. I don't know what the hell they do in Oakland, but Oakland's the best, y'all. I still love it. Great food. But yeah, it's just a mess with these people. It's very strange. Alan thinks Amada's never gonna get over him. I agree. But we gonna keep it moving. Shay, Amara, and Brooke, they all meet up. And this is where Shay says that Amara, they finally talk. She says, you created a loud moment, and Amara tried to make herself look like a victim as if she was attacked when she was not attacked. And Amara says, and when they're talking about the attack, they're referring to when Shay, for some reason, posted Fabo holding her babies. I don't feel like Amara would have a problem with it if Shay posted herself instead of Fabo, because I did understand Amara from that perspective. Just because you trust this man don't mean that I trust this man, and I for damn sure don't trust him around my kids. I'm not going to do that. Like, if I have children, if I don't know you, don't touch my kid, bro. Don't touch my kid. That's a weird thing. I get that he meant nothing by it, but it was just strange. I feel like maybe it would have been different if it was just Shay versus him being recorded. But also at the same time, Shay, if you know you're not in a good place with somebody, say hi to the little girls, leave it there. You could have let them jump on you and all of that without you recording it and then putting it on social media. It's not like something you can just do on accident, like a butt dial. Like, you gotta open the app, pick the item you want to upload, the form you want to do it, choose if you want a caption. Like, there's a lot that goes into that. So, they do make peace. And Shay tries to say she would never use the kids. I don't fully trust that because Shay goes low, and she was close to Mama D, so we know she ain't got no sense sometimes. I'm just saying. But they do move on to discuss Gael and Flo. And this is where Shay is like, I'm cool with Flo, but not with Gael. And Amarta acts as if has been helping. Hello. She acts as if she has been helping out. You made me lose my train of thought. My husband done come in here. He always does that. I'm gonna put him out. Anywho, Amara acts like she was helping Florence and Marlon's marriage. She's like, he wants his family back, and I've been telling him, fight for your family, get your wife back. And I'm just like, Amara,
Sure
are
you
you gonna
have.
also tell there how you originally started even dealing with Marlon because you was mad at Flo and you wanted to piss her off because she threw that drink on you?
Right.
Now it's just, oh, I've been telling him to get back with his wife. But
No, no. When you found out Marlon wouldn't bite, which I doubt, allegedly, that's when you realize, oh yeah, you need to go fight for Flo because you didn't bite when I threw the, my fishing pole in the water. You didn't bite my hook, so apparently you still love your wife. So why don't you go over to your wife and love on her since you didn't want to get into this good stuff? That's exactly what that is. I'm sorry, you can't convince me otherwise.
everybody in the situation again is special.
I'm
They
trying to
do.
tell you because y'all fighting over ladies. Y'all fighting over men that ain't even, aesthetically pleasing in the slightest bit. Y'all really is fighting over this. Really? Oh, girl. Y'all do better. Do better. I could see if it was somebody of stature, then yes, maybe. But we talking about Marlon. What's the other man's name? Alan. Okay. Who am I? Maybe go down in the bedroom. I don't know. But who am I? Just saying. Couldn't be me.
Moving. I will add James back to the live once it loads him in. It looks like he's back. I don't know what the heck is going on, but we're gonna blame AT&T Fiber. I don't know what the heck. Anywho, y'all, but yeah, I'm annoyed with Flo. I'm annoyed with Gael. I'm annoyed with Amada for trying to paint herself as innocent. But I did holler, legitimately holler, watching this when Shay said, I can't even believe that Gael and Flo are sisters. Flo looked like the child that was thought of and wanted, and Gael looked like the leftovers. I say, you know what?
Or it's
This
the
is
other way
true.
around.
Ooh.
I didn't like that comment. I didn't. Even though it was funny. It was funny, but I just felt like at the end of the day, Gael's not ugly.
She
She's
looks like a pug.
yeah, she just has a very interesting, distinctive look
She looked like her
about.
mama.
Yeah, she does, which makes me wonder about the dynamic. And I said this last video. I wonder about the dynamic of Flo and her parents because the way the mama just want Flo just to forgive Gael. It don't matter that she didn't got the legs open for your husband. That's your sister at the end of the day. Forgive her. It was like, what if the shoe was on the other foot and Flo did that to Gael? Would it still be that same way? Something tells me it wouldn't. As I said, the mama gives me Tamika and Latasha Scott's mama. That's what she gives me.
Yeah,
Just
I can
saying.
see that. I can see that, but I still
Hmm.
agree. Gael, she needs help, and makeup is not it. We're gonna keep it moving. I I can't. And I feel like to a certain extent, I feel like Gael is insecure about how she looks. And I think that that's why she's willing to sleep with anything, the pole, the couch, the roach in the couch. She's
I
willing
think
to
she.
sleep with whoever, whenever, wherever.
I feel like yeah, and I feel like it's for an attention thing. I feel
Hmm.
like she really wasn't given too much attention, and she uses this moment to get attention. And I feel like she's in secret competition with Flo. That's why it comes off the way that it does. I can have
Hmm.
any man you can have. I took your husband. He wanted me just as bad as he wanted you. Now, nan, nanny, boo boo, I got you. That's what it gives me. So
Mm.
that's why when this Allen thing happened, she was that hurt over it because it was like, no, you can't do the same things I can do. I'm in competition with you. I can beat you. I'm better than you. That's what
Let
it
me
gives
tell you,
me.
these people need family therapy, a baptism, and a little bit of an exorcism. That's how I feel. The family itself, really,
I
no
mean, one of the
shade.
exorcism where the cross was lights
Flow,
up.
Flo, if this really is how your family is, your mama, your parents, they all ought to be ashamed because y'all acting a hot mess.
Hmm.
But moving on, y'all. We get to a little event, and I'm not going to talk about Trick's son dating Deja or Dasha, whatever the fuck her name is. I'm sorry. Asia, Deja, whatever the hell. I believe is Deja. Um, I don't care if she's dating Trick's son. I don't care about the storyline. I'm not surprised. They're young. I don't care. That's it. Do you want to add anything to that or
Um, Joy annoyed me this scene, and I can't
we
put my
not there
finger on.
yet? Or are we there?
You said the event where they was the only time I seen the sun was at Joy's event.
Oh no, he was at the beginning of her event before she like got into it and all of that.
Yeah,
I
she came up to him. Yeah.
Joy it divorce.
That's why I was like, wait a minute, where did everyone supposed to see this? And yeah, they were at Joy's event. That's where he was, and that's why I was like, yeah. And then that's what she was bringing up to Joy, like, is this okay? And Joy like, no, because it's not. It's not okay,
Mhm.
ma'am. Deja, Asia, whatever your name is, it's not okay. You're thirsty. I get he's handsome. I get all that, but you're thirsty, ma'am. It's not that.
He might end up looking like his daddy. So as quiet as it's kept, you might be smart enough to move on, young lady.
I wasn't gonna
Now,
go. No, he ain't gonna turn into that. That's
you
not.
never know. You just never know. Everybody different. Just look at people from high school. Everybody ends up different. Everybody grows. It's the truth. And you never know if it's going to be a good growth or a bad growth. But, you know, they're young. So I don't see it as like, I get because they're living in the house. But at the end of the day, these people are not related. So I can only invest so much care. If they were blood, fine. They're not related.
But like you said with Joy, where is this divorce at? Where is this divorce at? Why are you talking to your husband or your son or your daughter-in-law like this? Like, where is the divorce? Talking about, I don't want to be in Trick's business. It's like, man, you still married to him. That's your business too. That's your stepson. What the heck?
Right. You said you had him since he was in diapers,
Yeah.
which is also a red flag, and you still chose to marry him.
I'm trying to figure. I think she was married. How old is that boy? Because I'm going to tell you. No, okay. She got okay, a couple years. Okay. 'Cause I
I
looked
don't
up
know
when they
how
got
old he is.
married.
He graduated college and he went right after high school. So he has to be somewhere between 22, maybe 23 at the oldest.
Yeah, they weren't married at that time. They married in '04, but okay.
Mm. Okay,
It was
Joy.
close. It was close.
Joy just be telling herself, "Go
She
away,
do.
Joy." I'm sick of
Hmm.
her. I'm sick of that same middle parted wig. I'm sick of her voice. I am. Her Joy, Jocelyn Duckworth, them two's voice irks my soul. I don't know why. Now, Hot Topic comes into this event and she's mad at Bobby and he ain't there. But in my opinion, I'm not even going to give Hot Topic the time of day. The name itself is corny. She is not a hot topic. We do not know who you are. We do not know what your talent is. All we know is that your BBL, the thighs do not match your behind, your rear end. That's all we know. Hot Topic has been hollering and getting into it with people since she came on this show. Now she's having all these problems with Trina's camp. Listen, to everybody in Miami who's a native there is life outside of Trina. There is life outside of Miami. There is success an opportunity outside of it as well for a lot cheaper too. So I like Okay, you're not in Trina's camp no more, but this is not going to clear your name. You're just running around hollering. Stop. I don't want to hear her voice anymore and see her lifting, struggling baby hairs from them wigs. I don't want to see it no more, Hot Topic. I don't. I no longer care. Now, we're going to move on because I'm not doing it. I don't have the energy. I'm tired and I work a full-time schedule. No. Um, Estelita learns from Bobby's friend. I can never catch this young man's name.
I forgot,
But
but I've seen him in the club before. I can't think of his name either.
I feel like I've seen him on so many shows and just everywhere.
We didn't. When I was in South Florida, Bobby used to go to the same clubs I went to, and like we would see them all the time. I've seen that boy before. I can't think of his name either because they've said his name in the club. I can't. I want to say it's Van, but I could be wrong.
It is. I think it is. Yeah. But either way, this is where Van tells Estelita about Shay and Amada being cool, trying to insinuate that Amada is a fake friend because she and Shay are now cool. This pisses Estelita off. And she explains that the reason she's upset is because last season we saw in the Dominican Republic, Shay make some comments making fun of the fact that Estelita was abused by a parent when she was coming up. I don't think, no matter how mad I get at people, I'm not going to make fun of your abuse. I'm not going to laugh at your pain, your family, any of that. That's a little too much. So I do think that Estelita has a reason to not want to deal with Shay. However, why are you so mad at Amada? You didn't know her like that. You haven't known her that long, and you're only friends because you guys mutually don't like somebody. Separate from that, you're okay with Brooke, who has been very open with talking to Shay. You're cool with a few people who know of and are cool with Shay. So why choose to be mad at Amada? Their friendship is not that deep, but she's pissed off about it. Do you feel like she has a right to be mad?
No, because it was, hey Shayna. No, I don't
Okay.
feel like she has a right to be mad. I feel like she's a hypocrite, just like you said. You ain't mad at Flo, who's cool with Shay. You ain't mad at Brooke, who's cool with Shay. So why would you be mad at Amar? That doesn't make any sense. Because they were both there when Shay said that mess. So
Estelita
yeah, that
just
really don't make sense to me. She don't.
Well, she came on as the great value Jocelyn Hernandez originally with Stevie J, who we now know was friends with the diddler and could have been playing with the oil. So, I mean, I never took Estelita seriously. I was very confused. If y'all go back to our previous recaps from previous seasons, I was confused on why they brought her on. In the words of James, VH1 must have owed her some money because
No, I don't think VH1 owed her some money. I think she knew people in this cast and just kind of
mm,
edged her way in and
slow
then
but
made a scene.
surely.
Yeah, I don't feel like VH1 owed her no money. I don't feel like that at all.
Oh
Y'all know when
Lord.
VH1 or Mona owe somebody some money, they end up being like
Yandy.
Yandy or Rashida. I ain't got a storyline that makes sense in there the damn, but still in the highlights of every episode. So that's when you know someone's owed some money. But this, no, she
Oh,
is pushing it.
speaking of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, I will be recapping Love and Hip Hop Atlanta as well. Y'all just got to give me a day. I'm a little bit behind in these lives, but I'm going to get caught up. I did move. The holidays happen. My job, they don't want me to ever have free time. So, yeah. But we going to get it. We going to get through. Joy and Hot Topic. By the way, as Shayna said, like the video. I do appreciate you, beautiful humans. Um, Joy and Hot Topic, they then talk, and Hot Topic goes off admitting eventually, I did not leak the marriage. I didn't leak their marriage. But if I did, I'm like, Hot Topic, why are you yelling? This girl is right in your face. I know y'all in a loud space, but like,
A hit
please
dog
don't
will
holler.
holler. We all think you did it. And I feel like at the end of the day, you're not making yourself look any more innocent. So I don't
Yeah.
understand what the point of this was even about.
It
It's
makes
like,
sense too that Joy said something I did agree with, and y'all know I don't really like Joy, but she was like, you're making yourself look guilty, and she is. Why are you insistent on bringing it up constantly versus just letting it go, letting stuff die
all you had to
down?
say
And
was, it wasn't me, girl. Where can I get a drink? That's all you had to say. It wasn't me, girl. Where
Right.
can I get a drink? Thank you for the invite.
Coming in angry and
Yes.
loud and all extra is making you look guilty.
Because why you? Because I never understood. Because people have been doing this for years. I never understood getting mad about something that isn't true about
Well,
you. I feel like people holler and make themselves look guilty. If it wasn't true, what are you so angry about? And if it was true, why you just can't be classy and walk with vengeance
a lot of people don't get to that point.
in
At
life?
Yeah, a lot of people don't.
Mhm.
But it's I don't know. She did too much.
Because if it, see, for me, honestly, because let me tell y'all something. I'm not when it comes to my very very close friends. I'm very 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 loyal and very like there. When it comes to like associates and people, like I'm kind of like I'm loyal and you can trust me, but at the same time, I'm somebody that I don't care if something happened. If you call me on something and I did it, I'm gonna say I did it. Yep, I did it, and I felt it was necessary. Sorry, not sorry.
Hot Topic is not going to do that, my dear. This woman is not. But I will say though, I do not. Joy ends up putting her out with security, which I thought was a little extra because she didn't even do nothing. She was hollering, but she didn't like act like she wanted to fight. And I feel like Trina's camp, they are trying to blackball Hot Topic from the camp, but it seems like they may also be trying to do it for like the city. That part I don't fully like, but at the same, and the reason why I don't fully like what Trina's camp is doing to her is because how the fuck you mad somebody leak your marriage? How the fuck your marriage even get leaked? It's public fucking information. Y'all want to go buy my marriage certificate with Mr. Best? Go to county records. They'll mail it to you for $35.
You won't find mine, but yeah.
Like, no, I'm saying
Yeah,
though,
y'all just
we're
know I
talking
got you.
about
I
people
totally got you. I
actually
was just saying. I
like
had to laugh at that
married,
because someone
not
tried to find
anything
mine
that's
once.
been put away. But if you are actively married, that's public information.
It really is, and especially in that state, it really is. They're not like California where you can have a confidential marriage.
It don't make no sense. And
Yeah,
even then, with it being confidential, you can still find out if somebody's married. It's not hard. You can still figure that
you
out.
have to know somebody.
There's truly because
Yeah,
I've got lawyers in my family. I've got some people in my family who have done the confidential marriage thing. If you hire the right people, especially in
yeah, they'll find
California,
it. Mhm.
ergo Tom Girardi. I'm just saying, you can't trust a California bar. You can find out if somebody's married. So I'm like, I'm not understanding why they're so upset about a marriage being leaked. I get you wanting to tell people in your own time, but at some point, move forward,
It's
Trina. Shouldn't
feeding
you be
into that
happy the world
narrative
knows
that
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 you're
man has
taken?
something to hide. It's
He
feeding
has
more and more
something
so
to
that there.
hide.
Yeah, it's feeding because to me, you wouldn't be that mad if you were married and you were joyous. Like I get you wanted to tell people at your own time, but at the same time, that's what happens when you elope and you a celebrity. People gonna find out. Like, what would be the difference between People Magazine leaking it and then Hot
I'm gonna
Topic?
tell you this. She had that other man on camera with her. Don't have this man on camera with us if you ain't gonna show him saying nothing. At least Raymond, the last one, would talk to the camera in full sentences. We know that he had employment and is okay without you. Like at the very least, we saw that. All we've seen this man do is talk like he's slow, rap like he's slow, and avoid a baby that might be his. So Trina is making him look far worse. I would have respected her if she would have done like some of the housewives do, and some of them, their husbands never film, refuse to
Yeah,
be on camera, things of that nature. You can do that and be on reality TV. But it's almost like Trina wants some of it, but they all get on my nerves. Hot Topic,
absolutely.
shut up. Trina, shut up. Joy, never speak again. Change your wig. And
Well, yeah, I hate to cut it short, you guys, but I do have to get to work. So, but thank you for having me. Appreciate you, friend. Sorry, I can't stay with you to the end.
oh no, you're fine. I'll be done in 5 minutes. It's not
All
gonna take
right, I'll talk to you
here
later.
at the end. Have a good night. You
Alrighty.
guys, his link to his channel again is in the description of the video. James joins me for most of the lives. He does work nights. I work days, so we do what we can to like collaborate. But he'll be back tomorrow. We'll be doing Salt Lake City on his channel, as well as Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So we will have quite a few lives tomorrow. Um, but we're gonna get into the next scene, which is Ching Diamond who I absolutely adored. I enjoyed her. I couldn't find nothing wrong with Ching Diamond as of yet. We see her with her mother as well as her daughter. We learned that her mama was a rapper as well. It looks like from what she was explaining, she's going to have an album coming out and she's going to be away for about 6 months so that she could promote this album. And her mom is going to be helping her with her daughter, which I think is wonderful. Her mom also explained like she willing to do it because she's a rapper, so she gets it. Her mom had some success, and her grandmother helped out with Ching Diamond while Ching Diamond's mom went on tour. I'm like, okay, all right. At least they support each other. There's definitely more to the story because the girl that ended up in prison. But at the very least, I love to see them supporting each other. So we learn about Ching Diamond that she has a boyfriend. And this boyfriend apparently has a edgy little history. He is currently sitting in prison. And I can understand her being someone who's gone to prison, not judging people who are in prison. However, her mama got sense. And it's always good to have somebody from the outside looking in. And this is proof of that. So she's telling her mom about the boyfriend in prison. She's trying to, have a little kiki with her mama. And this is where her mom starts to voice concerns because she's like, Mom, he gonna be home soon. And the mom is like, well, is he gonna stay home? I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, yeah, when I got out, I had an epiphany, and I feel like he gonna have that same epiphany. I said, oh, bless her heart. She's talented, she's smart, she got her life together. But you could be the best and most perfect woman in every way, best mom, all those things, and still have no sense when it comes to choosing men or end up in situations. And Ching Diamond definitely gives that vibe, and I don't fault her for it. She does hip hop and she's showing her 10 years of love, I'll call it. So we learned from her mama that the boyfriend is not only locked up, but he's done this and gone back and done a couple of bids in jail. In addition to that, he cheat on Ching Diamond left and right. And the mama don't think that he could pay no bills and he don't do nothing for her financially. I'm like, this man must have some great dick. Because why are you staying with a man that don't pay bills, can't stay free, apparently, according to your mama, is not intelligent enough to hold a regular job at the local Walmart even. And then on top of that, the Negro ain't faithful. Listen, I understand the girl is plus size, but she's a beautiful girl. She could move on to find somebody different. And I do think her mom was right to warn her because now she's on television. So she's definitely had a come up. She's going to be getting Spotify followers. She's going to be getting Instagram followers, probably subscribers on the YouTube, all of that. She's on TV now. And I just worried that this man who has a history of doing nothing will maybe act like he has it together, all off the strength that he could live off of her. And yes, some men are like that. So she does, make a little pact with her mama that, if he messes up again, I'ma dump him. I I I think their relationship is cute, but I definitely think there's more to it because she needs to realize on her own that she should dump him. She needs to see her own worth. Her mom did the right thing by telling her that, but why your mama got to say if he do that again, you gonna leave him? That should have been coming out your mouth first, Miss Ching Diamond. But I did like her mom a lot. I like her dynamic, and I do think she can contribute a lot to the show. Hiring people like Ching Diamond and Zoe Brinks, they are refreshing, they are new, they are different, but they're also actually representing hip hop and love, which is, the name of the show, Love and Hip Hop. They need to hire more people on like this versus people not really doing nothing, or people like China who don't want to make music but are being, in some way swayed to do so. But yeah, that's how I felt about that scene with Ching Diamond. We're gonna keep it lit on to Estelita's. Her brand Foreign has launched. She opened the whole little store and all these things, and most of the cast is there, including OGs such as Miami Tip and Bobby Lights. Now, when Bobby comes in, he's talking to Miami Tip, and he was in Mexico, and he says that he relapsed on alcohol in Mexico because he's trying to, I guess, turn over a new leaf, all these things. Listen, not everybody could do a cold turkey, but if you have the resources and you're serious about getting sober, hire a sober coach, go to rehab, go sit with a therapist, attend virtual or in-person AA, NA, whatever you got to do, do it. So I'm like, okay, Bobby, I'm glad you're trying to calm down, but I don't think you fully want to be sober. And that's okay because people have to come to that in their own time. Now, Amara comes in with Brooke, And this is where Estelita shows that she's extremely upset still. And she says that because Amara pissed her off by being cool with Shay, that she invited Princess Love to check Amara. She said, I don't even have to do it. I'll let the next bitch do it. That's kind of weird because you should tell her why she's mad and give her a shot before you just set her up because you feel wronged. Because Amara did meet with Shay and get cool with Shay, but she did not do anything to Estelita. And you cannot tell people who to be friends with and who to have in their lives. You cannot do that. And Estelita, she's known Shay way longer than you. Just saying. So I don't think Estelita need to be all of that mad. But Estelita and Amara talk and they end up making peace. And before we can even see what else is going to happen, Hot Topic and her BBL storm in, edges lifting again, and is going off on Bobby Lights. Didn't give the man a chance to speak. All she said, hey girl, why the F my name in your mouth? And I don't like all in his face doing the most. And I'm just like, regardless if Bobby puts on a wig and puts on makeup, that's still a man. Why argue? Why? And he just standing there, you approach him hollering at somebody else's event. Why couldn't you call him or text him? Because I think of everybody in Trina's camp that Bobby would have been the person to like actually be willing to like meet with her and talk. But she just been running off to different people's events, hollering, getting put out. I ain't seen somebody get put out by security more other than Gael. Crazy. But you know, she doesn't let him get a word in. And it's interesting because she's like, keep my name out your mouth. Why is my name in your mouth? And I'm like, baby girl, Miss Hot Topic, do you understand that his name would not be in your mouth if you didn't have his cousin's name in your mouth? So you can't be mad that someone has your name in their mouth when you have multiple people's name in your mouth. It's pot calling kettle black. That's how I feel. So I'm like, Hot Topic is just trying to have a moment and be a topic, and it's starting to give off thirsty. You are in this mess, my good sis, because of your own mouth. So relax. But she got carried out by security again. So I'm sure we'll see her do it again next week too. Now, the final scene of the show, y'all, is Princess Love coming into the event. Beautiful woman. Just beautiful woman. And Princess Love says to the camera that she wants to explain to Amara why she is not her friend, since Amara wants to play dumb. And we've all remembered Princess from Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. She will not try. She will come and she will try to fight you. She hops over tables. She uses devices, equipment, television screens, chairs, you name it. Princess will use it to get to you. So I'm like, oh, Amara, this is not going to work out in your favor. It's just not. I already knew. Now, Estelita's talking about now she feel bad that she called Princess because she made peace with Amara. Estelita, okay, go away. And Princess and Amara get to talking, and I actually felt where Princess was coming from, as I stated at the beginning of this live. Now, Amara should have told Princess before meeting with Ray. She did not like, hey, just want to give you a heads up. I'm going to meet with your soon-to-be ex-husband who you've been crying to me about. It's like, wait, what? Like, where's the girl code? Like, I understand business is business, but I'm sure you can do business with other people. And Amara then claims after Princess Love Princess kept her foot on Amara's neck and did not let her get away with shit or manipulate stuff the way that she normally would. And what ends up happening is Amara gets frustrated and then she becomes less empathetic because, in my opinion, Amara has become fake. And she claims that she did not have to tell Princess, but did her a favor by telling her anyway. I said, oh, you're not that girlfriend. What you mean you did your friend a favor by telling them you met with their ex-husband after you met with him and flirted with him? You knew doing the bachata that he was going to want to flirt with you. You knew that. As soon as that man dropped to his knees to apologize to her and then looked up, you should have knew not to bachata with him, Amara. You are a woman. We know when a man wants some nookie. He wanted to smell it. That's what it looked like. Smell it, eat it, devour. That's what it seemed like. And Ray J would probably do something like that to piss off Princess. He's petty. And as someone who is supposedly friends with Princess, who has listened to Princess complain about his ways. The fact that you even fall for it, I agreed with Princess. You a dingbat. So Amara tries to play like she innocent, but then also try to make it seem like she's doing a favor. And Princess smacks the hell out of her for playing dumb. I would have done the same thing because bitch like that, you can't even take off on her with a full fist. You got to just open hand smack her like the little wimp that she is. I can't with Amara. I just can't. You're not going to keep playing with people's husbands, men, boyfriends, baby daddies, and not expect to get smacked up. You can't. Now you're still trying to portray yourself as innocent, Amara, but we know from the moment you got pregnant by that man, Alan, that you weren't so innocent. And the reason I say that is because you don't get pregnant by a married man who also got babies on each different time zone within the U.S. as well as in the Dominican Republic. You can't seriously expect us to think you innocent no more. But I'm curious to see what happens after the smack. It looks like Princess is going to investigate things and talk with Ray. And what we see Princess doing next week in the next episode, talking to her husband about what he did, that's what we should have saw Flo doing. But instead, Flo chose to go crazy. But that's the episode, y'all. Be sure to comment your opinions. Even when we no longer live, I am responsive. Even if your opinion is entirely opposite of mine, comment. Let us know why. We also hope that you do subscribe to the channel. I do hope that you also like the video. It does actually help us little YouTubers here. I appreciate all of y'all. I also love to say happiest of New Year's. It's my first actual TV recap of the new year, so I'm happy to be here. We'll be back tomorrow for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, as well as the Housewives of Beverly Hills. And we will be doing on James's channel, the Housewives of Salt Lake City. But I hope y'all enjoy your nights. And again, prayers to everybody who has loved ones or lives in Southern California. Wildfire season for us, believe it or not, is here. And there's a lot of devastation going on. So I do send my prayers and wishes out to everybody. Check into local news stations to find ways that you can donate and help people. Not everybody in the hills is rich. But I will see y'all tomorrow and appreciate everybody for watching. Adios. Thank you.